is up, everybody? Welcome to the Halloween special of Backlog and Beyond, the podcast where we talk about the old video games we want to beat and the new ones we play instead. I'm your host, Nightmare Hawkins.
And I'm your host, Jeff Zavaterror. Oh. And this is episode number 23.
I'm so glad you read that. It was the best thing I could come up with for a Halloween name.
No, it's good. It could be worse. Absolutely.
Wasn't it?
It could be worse.
Well, guys, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a great show lined up for you tonight. But once again, we have back our amazing special guests, Clay and Alex. Guys, welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Of course, as
Glad
always.
we didn't scare you away.
I know, right? I just love this month. It's funny because I've never been able to actually enjoy this month. I feel like because I've always had to work like retail during like Halloween time, and I finally get to like enjoy it and watch scary movies and just I don't know,
Fun.
Anyway. So yeah, so we got a great show for you guys. But first, we're gonna start off with what we are playing. So Jeff, why don't you start us off with what you played this week?
Me? I unplugged already. I screwed this up. All right, here we go. So, I was playing more Oculus Quest 2. I got side quest, and we were doing custom songs for Beat Saber earlier.
Cool.
My favorites being Shake It Off by Taylor Swift and 24 Karat Magic Gold by Bruno Mars. Those are the dopest ones to do. I also played Ghost Giant, which is a game that focuses on mental health and depression, and you're this giant ghost, obviously. And there's a little mouse kid who's having trouble in life, and you kind of guide him. It's very cute. It's a very sweet game.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm having fun with those.
Cool. Clay, what about you?
I've been playing League of Legends this week, and then waiting for Shadowlands to drop. The pre-patch came out last week for World of Warcraft, so I've been grinding on that, trying to catch up from the last 2 years of not playing the current expansion.
That's amazing.
So,
Like, you know what? I'm just gonna try to get back to this.
Oh, dude! Every time a new expansion comes out, I hit it hard, like a month and a half.
Yeah.
I'm done for 2 years, and the next one, I'm like, the next one's coming out. Let's go, everybody! And then
Right. Here we go, and I'm bored.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's like because the time that we were born or something like that, but I feel like our attention span's just smaller for some reason. We get like these bursts of energy, and then we're like, okay, I'm good.
I mean, it's
That
like
was
10
me.
to 14 hour days of playing, like, for the whole month and a half. So it's not like I'm not getting my time in, but I'm just so, like,
Right.
After that.
Right. I gotcha. Well, that's cool. That's awesome. Alex, what about you?
Oh my gosh, I've been doing a lot. Shadow of the Colossus still. I actually started The Last of Us, as well as my mini-series for October, Little Nightmares. And for this week, I did Clock Tower. And what was the other game that I did? Oh, Until Dawn. So lots of games.
So good.
Spooky.
Lots of games.
Spooky season, guys. Spooky season. That's awesome. I've just been playing a lot of Ghost of Tsushima. That's pretty much it, other than the stuff I've been playing on, stream and everything. Like, I just started playing Outlast today. My God. That
Love
game is so intense, and I can't even handle it. Clay was there watching me this morning, but it's just, I can't handle that game. But yeah, I'm loving Ghost of Tsushima. I'm working through my way right now on the second island. Just, again, trying to get everything completed on every single island. I'm a perfectionist when it comes to that game. So, but yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. So there you go. Cool. Let's move on to the news. Jeff, do you got any news for us today?
I found a rumor that Microsoft is working on xCloud streaming sticks for TVs, as well as new tiers for Game Pass. So that means, like, if you have Game Pass, you just plug in the streaming stick to your TV and you'll be able to play your Xbox games.
What?
Which would be dope. And I don't know if that implies that you can play the Game Pass without having an Xbox, or if it's going to stream straight from your Xbox and you can just take it anywhere with you.
That's crazy.
But it would be really cool if I could just subscribe to Game Pass, buy this stick, and then I can play most Xbox games I want to play.
Yeah.
I would never buy an Xbox again.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
What? Just like plug and play. That's great.
Yeah, and like it wouldn't really work if you wanted to stream the games or do anything on Twitch, but just getting through the experiences that you want to get through, that'd be dope.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Another thing of news we had, probably a pretty big thing of news. The media got its hands on the PS5, which is a big deal. IGN did an unboxing of the box, as they named it. So everyone got to see what was actually in the box. And then like a little I know, right? A little side information. There's this new company it's like a third-party company called PlayStation 5. No association to Sony whatsoever, but they're already selling custom PS5 color plates. Like they already have 5 options. They have cherry red, chromatic, indigo blue, which looks awesome, jungle camo, and limited edition V1 black matte.
Ooh.
And I'm like, that black matte looks good.
Yeah, I bet.
So the only issue, obviously, we don't know if they're going to actually fit to the console because I don't know if they're able to have access to the specs and the sizing and everything. But I just thought it was hilarious that they're already ready to go with these custom plates to day one pre-order. They're already doing pre-orders for the custom plates.
Yeah.
So it's nuts.
Going back to the media thing, one of the people who got a copy of a PlayStation 5 so far was Brandon Cole, who's a major gaming accessibility advocate. Like he's a blind gamer, and he was a big part of the reason that The Last of Us 2 had so many accessibility options.
Oh, that's cool.
So hopefully the fact that they sent him one means that the system as a whole will have a lot as well. Because I know for like the Xbox One, I felt like they had a lot of options, and it was a big deal in the accessibility community. So that's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's the case, because that would be awesome.
Yeah,
for people.
Pretty much anyone could play Last of Us 2. I turned a bunch of them on just for laziness, for my
like auto aim,
auto aim, and like pick up stuff for me. Like that was the best part.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Okay, cool. Well, we're gonna move on to next month's releases, the month of November. We got a bunch of big games coming out next month, and of course, the consoles themselves. So it's going to be a huge month next month. And this list was gigantic, mainly because a lot of the games that they're being released are actually also being released for the new generation.
Yeah.
So they included both the PS4 and the PS5 versions, but they included them separately. But I'm just going to go over like a handful of the ones that are probably the bigger ones. Dirt 5 for PC, PS4, and Xbox is coming out November 6th. Assassin's Creed Valhalla coming out for everything November 10th, which is the same day as Xbox Series X and S. NBA 2K21, that's November 10th on the SXSX. And then we have Demon's Souls coming out for PS5 November 12th. Godfall coming out for PC and PS5 November 12th. Marvel Spider-Man for the PS5 and PS4, Miles Morales, November 12th. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War for everything, November 13th. And Cyberpunk 2077 for everything, except for next gen, PS5, Xbox Series X, November 19th. So it's going to be a huge month next month for gaming. Is there any games on this list you guys saw that you're excited for, or games you're going to be picking up?
You skipped right over Bugsnax, and I'm really upset. You put Godfall, and you didn't put Bugsnax. Come on.
It's funny because I saw that, and I was like, I'm not going to highlight that. I know Jeff's going to mention it.
No, I don't know why you put Godfall. I guess
hype
some
for
people
that.
are into. You wouldn't even say Watch Dogs Legion, though, or did you for another system?
That's this month, man.
But you didn't say it out loud. You were excited for this one.
Why are you robbing yourself from it, Nathan? Just accept that you're excited.
You just suck at picking games.
No, I don't.
What's
this was what the article had picked out. They had highlighted these, and I was like, yeah, those are pretty big games. So I just went with that list.
Oh.
But I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm excited for Cyberpunk 2077, but I'm not going to play it until I have a PS5. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to hold off because I'd rather see that game with, next gen capabilities, even though it's not going to be the next gen version. So, but that's just me. I don't know about you guys. Is there anything on this list that you guys saw that you want to pick up or excited for?
No.
I'll go. I'm really excited for, and this is going to sound really silly, but I'm really excited for Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered.
That's awesome.
Only because you would be speeding and the cops would chase you, and then when they would pull you over, they'd like chase you out, of your car, and then it'd be like, you're busted. And it was hilarious as a child. I was like, this is amazing. I'm also excited for Sackboy: A Big Adventure, just because that's, again, another really big family game.
Right.
So
yeah,
I'm really excited.
Actually, I enjoyed the Sackboy game when the first one, what was it called? Little Planet, or
Little Big Planet.
Little Big Planet.
Yeah,
that was actually fun. Like I enjoyed playing the multiplayer of that game.
Oh,
Yeah, it was really fun, but I just couldn't get into it because it relied so much on you and your own creativity, and I feel like I just wasn't creative enough to enjoy the game. So, but honestly, for the people that love creating, it is amazing, and I've seen some amazing creations. So, but yeah, what about you, Clay? Anything that you're gonna pick up?
Well, we're not getting either of the consoles at launch, but I do look forward to picking up the Miles Morales, the Sackboy, like she said.
Right.
Demon Souls, I picked up for PS3 for like $5, but I never really got into it, so it's exciting to revisit that. Cool. And then Yakuza Like a Dragon, honestly, looks pretty good. I kind of got a little bit into the Yakuza series, but it's always a good time.
Right. I've actually never played a Yakuza game, so I'm completely unaware of those games entirely. But I've heard good things, and I've actually seen some gameplay footage, and it looks fun. It looks ridiculous at times too.
Oh, absolutely.
Could be super fun. That's awesome. And I know, Jeff, you're getting your PS5 like day one because you've already pre-ordered.
I'm waiting in line on the 11th, so I'm gonna get it.
Wow, man!
And then, but first, I'm gonna play Family Feud comes out that day, so I'm gonna play that first.
Nice, nice.
Sorry, you were just so serious.
No, his face was very like, I'm going to be playing Family Feud. And
esports Life Tycoon. So.
If it's like Video Game Dev Tycoon, that might be pretty fun to kill some
time
I
love Video Game Dev Tycoon. I haven't picked it up for the Switch yet, but I'm going to play it for that too. That one's not ironic.
I was serious. Yeah, Football Manager 2021, definitely. No, anyway. But yeah, so we got a big month next month. It's going to be exciting for everyone. But yeah. So cool. So we're gonna move on to a little game that I came up with. It's not the only game we're playing tonight, but it's one of the two, and it's called Name That Zombie. Basically, it's you guys versus yourselves, and I'm gonna basically give you the description of a zombie game, and the first person to yell it out gets the point. And I totally don't have anything to keep score.
You don't have to worry about it. I win. Don't even worry about keeping score.
I'm not going to win this.
Get out of here.
Don't worry about it.
I'm yelling Last of Us until I win. Last of Us.
Plants vs. Zombies.
Yeah, exactly.
Left 4 Dead 1. Left 4 Dead 2.
Just yelling every zombie game known to man. All right, I got a piece of paper. Piece of paper. Here we go. I'm ready to rock and roll. Let me just write your guys' names here.
Oregon Trail.
JAC. All right, cool. Here we go. All right, guys, are you ready? Yeah, so, first person to shout it out gets the points.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Which one? This was gameplay. Here we go. First-person shooter in which the player takes control of one of 4 survivors. If human players...
Left 4 Dead 1.
That was
2.
Clay, right?
Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead 2. Left 4 Dead 1.
Do you say first person?
Yeah. It says first here, first-person shooter in which the player takes control of one of 4 survivors.
I don't remember it being first person, but I guess it was. That's crazy.
But he heard 4, I bet, and he's like, Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
That is not fair. My computer disconnected. It said there was a network error. Please try again. Shut up.
I did hear Alex say it, but there was a lag.
I heard Clay say it first. To be fair, I'm sorry.
So
I cannot help delays
bonus
people.
points for good internet.
It's okay.
Yeah,
it's
bonus
okay.
points for good internet. Exactly.
We all win.
It's pay to win.
There you go. All right, here we go. A 2015 survival horror video game developed by Techland and published. Dang!
I just heard 2015. I threw it out.
Nice, Jeff. Wow, look at that. All right, here we go. Next one. Here we go. Come on, work with me here. All right. A tower defense and strategy video game developed and originally published
Plants
by
for Zombies.
Yep.
Oh. No! Oh my god! I'm gonna cry.
He probably heard he heard tower defense. I guarantee that.
Yeah, and it was because Alex, as a joke earlier, said Plants for Zombies,
did.
so that was the one I wanted to say next to mine.
You're welcome, Jeff. You're welcome.
All right, here we go.
Took that
Next
from
one.
me.
Here we go.
Damn.
Let me see if I can actually I'll do gameplay. Should we do gameplay? Here we go. Yeah, let's do gameplay. An action-adventure survival horror game set in a post-apocalyptic open world played from a third-person perspective. The player controls Deacon St. John, a former U.S. Army 10th Mountain Division Afghanistan War veteran. Yep.
Oh, let's go.
Good job, Clay.
What was that?
Let's go. All right, next one.
I've actually never played that. I really want to play it, though.
Okay, here we go. Features an apparent open world roaming, divided by relatively large areas and played from a first-person perspective. Most of the gameplay is built around combat, mainly melee weapons and completing quests. It's an action role-playing game and uses experience-based gameplay. The player earns XP by completing tasks and killing enemies.
Dead Island.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
What? I completely forgot that was even a game.
It was the worst. It had a really good like trailer, and then it was the worst.
Yes.
Yeah.
It totally catfished
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, that trailer, man.
Oh
That
my
trailer was
God.
so good, and the game was just crap.
Yeah.
Was.
It was the XP that got me, so thank you for that.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, here we go. Let's see here. I don't want to read protagonist. Is there a better? Okay. So I'm trying to find. Okay, here we go. So here we go. The game displays the health bar, the level, the number of zombies killed, depleting bars telling how much time until each mission becomes unavailable, and the current item which turns red when the weapon is about to break. The games work within a 72-hour schedule, which happens in an in-game time.
Dead Rising.
Every event.
God.
What's? What would you say, Jeff?
Dead Rising?
Is what he said.
Yes.
Was that the mall one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the mall one.
Yeah, I remember those stupid
Once
times.
he said 72 hours, I was like,
Yeah, he got it.
Total
Alright, here we go,
of
next
all
one.
of these games we mentioned so far, I've probably played all of them a total of an hour. So
Okay, here we go. Gameplay. All right. Attempts to portray a realistic scenario within the gameplay, within the environment having different effects on the player. A character may receive bone fractures from damage to their legs, go into shock from bullet wounds or zombie bites, receive infections from zombies or diseased players,
7 Days to Die.
No, or faint due to low blood pressure. Thirst and hunger must be kept under control by finding sustenance in either cities or the wilderness, with body temperature playing a key part in the character's survival. The game
The Long
focuses
Dark?
on No, the game focuses on surviving and the human elements of a zombie apocalypse by forcing the player to acknowledge basic human needs like thirst, hunger, and shelter. These mechanics require the player to focus on immediate goals before they can consider long-term strategies.
The Forest.
Metro Exodus?
No,
it's one of his dream games.
no, is praised.
It's a trick
That would have been
question.
horrible. It's praised for its level of emergent gameplay. BuzzFeed author Russell Brandon suggested that the mod has spawned the first
Daisy.
photojournalist.
Daisy. Ding!
That's
Oh,
it.
Clay beat me.
Chocolate.
Oh,
Once he
nice.
said mod, I was like, okay.
Mod,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was like, Arma 2.
Arma 2, dang it.
Dude, that was such a long description for
That was.
I know, right? All right,
the
here we
zombie
go.
open world.
We have two more. Okay. Did I give you that, Clay?
Yeah, Clay got
yes.
Clay got, okay, yeah. Sorry, I didn't give that to you then. Or did I? I forget if I marked it. We'll see. We'll count it at the end. We'll see if I actually got it right. Okay, here we go. An action-adventure survival horror game played from a third-person perspective. The player traverses post-apocalyptic environments
Last
such
of
as
Us.
towns. Yes.
I hate this.
He's like,
And-
the show notes are doing me well.
He's like
This
reading
is on
my
my
notes.
Google Drive.
Yeah, he's reading my notes and like he has all the answers.
He is.
All right, and last but not least, guys, here's the last one. Here we go. Oh, that's gonna give it away. Okay, here we go. We'll do this. The game takes place in the same fictional world as the comic, with events occurring shortly
Walking
after
Dead.
the onset of the. Yep.
It's
Oh my
Telltale
God,
Games
dude.
Walking Dead. Is it the Telltale
Yeah.
Jeff
one?
got it. Jeff got it already.
He didn't say Telltale.
That's true. He didn't. I'm gonna give it to Alex.
Yes.
Because there's more than one Walking Dead game. That's a good point.
It could have been
That's a
Michonne. It
good
could have
point.
been 1, 2, 3, Frontier.
Nathan accepted my answer. That's fine.
Well, he already won.
But actually,
Jeff. The point
technically,
doesn't matter.
Jeff has won. It was basically 5-4 against Clay. So
That's
Yep.
all right.
yeah. So Jeff, you were the winner of Name That Zombie Game.
What I win?
How does it feel?
My love and affection.
He's so disappointed.
What can I get for GameStop store credit for that?
It'd be fun if I just threw candy at the camera. There you go. And then you actually like caught candy on the other side of the camera. We'd
That
like
would be
we'd
hilarious.
planned it or something. It was like a hoax the entire
So
time.
it was
Yeah,
rigged.
it was rigged.
Yeah, the
Rigged.
game was just rigged.
When you win, catch the candy.
If you look on the Twitch chat, Crooked TV guessed Daisy before Clay did.
Yeah.
Highly debatable. Highly.
So Crooked gets the
No,
point
I
for
was
Daisy.
watching the chat.
So I won
They got
5-3.
it. They got it. Oh my gosh. Rigged.
I still win. I just want you to have less.
Rigged. Oh, Crooked says he's a runner-up. That's perfect. I love that. I love it. All right, guys. So moving on to some main topics of the evening. I just thought we'd kind of just delve into some fun conversation. Nothing too bullet pointy like we've done in the past. So what are some gameplay elements that make a great horror video game? So like, this could be a bunch of things. It could be gameplay. It could be music, sound, all kind, whatever. So just get creative with it. So let's start with Alex. Alex, what do you think are some great elements that make a horror game amazing?
So anybody that I've talked to about horror games, I've always said this, but I feel like jump scares are superficial. It's just that quick, like hi, and then it's just like, I can't recall a single jump scare from any movie, any game, but the elements that like get into my skin and like stick with me stick. So I have games that give me one, suspenseful music or random background noises, like the house settling or the scurrying of rats on wet floors.
Oh yeah.
2, a good chase element or action-dependent course. So Until Dawn is very good with that.
Nice.
3, emotions or emotional connections to characters. It increases the suspense of potentially losing said characters. So it's that, like, oh my gosh, I cannot kill them.
Right.
And my last one is choices that alter the game. The more pressure on the player, the better.
Yeah, of course. Of course. I feel like choices are huge in horror games, especially when you have the ability to, like, pick different paths. Like when it's not just on a track, like if you're going through a haunted house per se, like when you have the ability to kind of choose your own adventure, go through the doors you want to go through. You don't know what to expect and when to expect it. And I think that's a really good point. But yeah, those are all like really good elements. Clay, what about you?
See, I like jump scares and sounds. That's like the only thing that really, like for me, there's nothing that really gets me like freaked out. Like I was saying in her chat the other day that I suck with horror games because if it's not like a loud like scream or whatever that makes me like like if it's not that, like the environment and stuff doesn't really get me like, ooh, this is creepy. Like sometimes I'll be like on edge, but I'm not like scared, I guess. But
dude, I had a jump scare just like that in Outlast this morning.
Oh, I love Outlast.
So loud. It was like the first jump scare and the door opened. It was like this loud sound and I literally screamed. I think I clipped it too because it was really good. But yeah, jump scares are great.
But yeah, that
Sorry,
and then like
continue.
she said with the elements of like Until Dawn, I really like a lot. The Walking Dead, even though it's kind of like your choices matter, I still kind of like the illusion of choices mattering. So
okay.
Yeah.
So like not necessarily that your choices matter, but it's you think that the choices you are making are going to make a difference in the end. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it gets you more involved. like you can play through the story and be like, okay, that was a cool story. But like if I know like, okay, I'm going this way or this way, like it's gonna change minor details, but nothing's really like gonna be affected by it.
Gotcha. Nice. Okay. What about you, Jeff?
So I really enjoy a strong like narrative. I'm not a big fan of open world games. Everyone knows that. So I want it to work more like a movie, as I do most games. So that's kind of cheating. Smooth cutscene transitions. To be able to move into a cutscene without having that like black screen as you're about to jump into it to like take you out of it.
Yes.
That's super important to me. And I'm with Alex on strong characters that you root for. Like if I don't care about the characters, why am I going to care if they die? Like, oh, Jeremy. He was my best friend, and he liked football. Like, that's not enough for me.
He had a cool-looking jacket on.
He had his hat backwards, and it looked super cool. Yeah, those aren't great for me. I'm not a big fan of jump scares in particular either. I don't know if I was saying it in a real-life conversation or on the podcast last time, but I saw a stand-up comedian describe jump scares as if a stand-up comedian went up to people in the audience and tickled them. He's like, haha, I made you laugh.
You did
like
mention that in the last episode, I think.
That's what jump scares
That's
are.
so true.
No, that's like the perfect example of jump scares when you're comparing it to a comedian. That's great.
Made you laugh.
I'm going to find a way to work that.
Haha.
I'm going to work that into every episode. Just
somehow. Now, if I were to tickle you and I was a comedian, it's all hypothetical questions. Those are all great. For me, like it comes down to lack of everything, like lack of ammo, lack of light, lack of weapons, just feeling like you're completely helpless in a situation. Like Outlast so far I have felt so helpless in that game because I've only been given a camcorder and that's it. No weapons, no ammo, and I am relying on Duracell batteries. Like that is my weapon and that is it. And it's really frustrating too. Like even in certain games where you have a flashlight and you're turning a corner, the flashlight starts to like flicker or turn off. Like they did that in Blair Witch. They do it in a bunch of other games too. But when that flashlight starts to flicker and you're in a dark room, you start to freak out a little bit. So yeah, that's huge for me. Just feeling completely surrounded by the darkness, I guess, where you can't see what you're doing and you're lost. You kind of, it kind of gives that realistic feeling of where am I? Where do I go next? And also lack of music. I feel like some horror games have way too much music to where they're setting you up for the jump scare, or, oh, here comes the creepy part. And a lot of horror movies have this issue too. But when there's no music and all of a sudden it just kicks in, I love that like so much. But yeah, I'd say those are like my big ones. And of course the ability to hide. Like what was it? I guess Amnesia, like those games you can hide, and then also Outlast. It's just super creepy, like hiding under a bed, and then you see them walking. You just see their feet, like checking the room, and you're like freaking out. Oh my god!
No,
it's like when you'd get in trouble with your parents, you'd hide so you like they wouldn't find you and yell at you. It like takes you back to like that moment of childhood, where it's like you're completely innocent and you're just helpless, and yeah, it's those real life situations that make it feel that way. So those are mine anyway. But yeah, you guys have anything to add? Anyone have anything to add on that topic? No?
Yeah, I think the hiding element really, like you said, because I mean, later when we talk about favorite horror games, mine's probably going to be, well, I won't spoil it for the next 2 minutes, I guess, but just that hiding and like watching and like anticipating them like finding and looking and then either not, or it's like, oh, I got away. Like that's a totally like
dude
dopamine super filled moment, and then you're just like, oh,
yeah,
like exhausted afterwards.
It's always an interesting choice when you have to rely more on stealth, because a lot of horror games make you formidable against all of these zombies and things like that. So any game that encourages you to either stealthily get around it or outsmart them in some other way is pretty dope.
Yeah, I prefer that sometimes because I feel like if you have too much ammo, too much going on, like Resident Evil 7 I thought was the scariest game of all time, and then I played it on easy, and then I realized I can just run past most of these guys and spend days just unloading on these guys with my guns, and it just kind of got, okay, I'm comfortable in this game. Like I actually got comfortable playing that game eventually because it was almost too easy with all the ammo that I was given. Granted, I played it on easy, but still, I feel like it would have been more of an annoyance than scary if I wouldn't have had ammo, if that makes sense. So yeah, I feel like less weapons in a horror game, the better, or if your weapons are breakable, if they don't last forever, stuff like that. Cool. Moving on to the next topic. What is the scariest video game you've ever played? Let's start with you, Jeff.
PT. That
Nice.
is, there's only one movie and one game where I've put it down and I didn't go back to it because I was too afraid. And PT
Dude.
was the video game. Like, as soon as I saw that door shut on the one side, like the third or fourth trip around the house, I'm like, no, I'm done with this game. I'm done.
Why am I subjecting myself to this?
Like, I'm not. I don't enjoy being like this.
Nope.
I did enjoy handing the controller to my brother and watching him play. Like,
Here you go.
because then I could spend my time huddled up, and then I mean, I'm still gonna jump when something pops out at me, but it's more fun watching him jump harder because he's playing the game.
That's amazing.
So yeah, that legitimately terrified me, and I never saw the end of it because he didn't finish it either.
Has anyone seen the end of that game? Because I have, and it is terrifying.
Did you
Right?
earn the end of that game?
Yes, I did.
You played the whole thing through.
I played the whole demo.
Oh.
Yeah, I played the whole demo. Yeah, it was freaking frustrating and terrifying because everything was so photorealistic. And I will never ever forget that woman's face at the top of the staircase. Ever. Like that still haunts me to this day. I see that face. It's ingrained in my mind.
when you look up and she's just sitting there, yeah.
She's just standing there like freaking out and you're like, oh god.
Didn't get that far, and I'm okay with that.
Dude, no. Like but it makes me so sad though that Silent Hills will never be made.
I know.
It's so sad, man. I loved the Silent Hill series, and it's just like, man, that's PT right there. What could have been, Clay, what about you, man?
PT is a really good one. I have two, not like scary, but like, so for myself, scariest, I guess, would be Outlast.
Cool.
I did that in one sitting. I went to a friend's house, and him and his wife were like, yeah, you got to play this. And they all passed out like on the couch, and it was like 4 o'clock in the morning.
So
And I'm
just
like,
you?
I gotta beat this game, and I'm like sitting there going through because I knew I didn't own it, so I was like, when am I gonna get a chance to come over here and
That's
be like,
great.
can I come
That's
over and
amazing.
play Outlast? Would you guys mind? They probably wouldn't have, but why?
They're like,
So-
yeah, I guess.
yeah,
sure.
so that like in one sitting was a lot of fun, but by the end I was like kind of dozing off getting to the thing, and then I was like, I finally beat it, and I just like laid right where I was at and passed out afterwards. But
And had a
Slept
nightmare.
peacefully.
no, but yeah, probably scariest is that. But Until Dawn with Alex was a lot of fun. I never played that. I don't know if you guys have played it. Have you beat Until Dawn?
Yes. Yeah, I've played Until Dawn. I loved that game
I
so much.
played
That was so
A
good.
very good playthrough, and then I made one decision like at the end.
At the very end.
Oh.
You know when you're
No.
escaping. I'm
Everybody
not
was
gonna spoil it, but when you're
alive.
escaping
Yep.
and you make
Yep.
that one wrong choice and it kills
Yep.
everyone. Yeah.
Yep.
And then I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I was so mad because I had only lost Matt up to that point, and so like for a first time, I think that's pretty good. Like not losing all those people. But yeah, totally.
Right.
Everyone was dead.
That's
window.
hilarious. Oh my god, amazing.
That's
All right,
rough.
what about you, Alex? Scariest game you've ever played?
Scariest game. So I love Dead Space. I love it so much. I love how it's so much of it's like unknown. You're in space,
Mhm.
like for crying out loud.
Right.
You know, there's like aliens for crying out loud, and it's just so much about it is terrifying. And I think I used to play it like, you know, no problem, like back in the day, you know, undergrad. And now like playing it, I have a heart rate monitor, and I got up to like almost like 160, like in the first like 10 minutes.
What?
And I was screaming because I couldn't remember what to do. And I think it was just that chase element.
Yes.
And knowing that like it was climbing like in the vents over me,
Right.
it just freaked me out.
Yep.
And yeah, Dead Space hands down is so good.
The sound design in
So
that game
good.
is amazing. It is
Hauntingly
so
good.
good.
Hauntingly
It's
good.
so good. That's an awesome choice. I think my game originally was going to be Resident Evil 7 until I played Outlast this morning.
Oh.
Like, hands down, Outlast is
Oh, God.
is probably the scariest game I've ever played. Again, the dark factor. I've never played a game where it's completely pitch black unless you use a camera and a light to light your way. Like I've never played a game like that. And somehow the camera light makes it worse, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
It's so creepy already, but then you actually see everything. You're like, I don't want to see any of this because it's just everything's so brutal and horrific and graphic. And there's like naked dudes chasing you with machetes.
Big old flop.
It's just,
Oh my God.
it's scary. They're yeah.
Floppy disk.
Yeah, no. If you want to watch the VOD,
Two machetes each.
I think I clipped it. Two machetes each. That's right. Your joke. No, seriously, I clipped it, and it was hilarious. I didn't expect it. I was like, when did they just add penis into video games like that willy nilly?
Well, that's fine. But you zoomed in, you're like, it's so veiny, and like zoomed back.
There was a vein. It was a huge vein.
TOS.
TOS.
You focused on it.
I know. I totally focused on it. I'm gonna probably get banned. But yes. But it was dark. You can't really see details. But anyway, the jump scares were amazing. Everything's messed up.
Oh God.
It's like literally the worst when you get caught too, because the music hits really hard, and they're like, "There you are," and you're like running for your life.
Dude, that
You're, like,
like
jump-
that sound.
Yeah,
that
you're like
makes,
launching
yeah.
over desks and like sliding under beds and hiding in closets and lockers, and it's just in one of the most intense horror games I've ever played. And I thought Resident Evil 7 was creepy in VR. That's easily second place to this, easily. So, good stuff. All right, I think the last question for the main event here. What is your favorite horror/spooky game of all time, and why? I'm gonna start with myself. Dead Space. Dead Space is by far my favorite horror game of all time. Again, like you were kind of saying, Alex, it's like nothing that was ever, like at the time it was so original, and again, it's all that unknown. You have no idea what you're gonna come across because it's space, you know, and yeah, it's just you don't know what's gonna happen. The creature design was absolutely terrifying, and the fact that you had to take out limbs individually to take them out was just even more terrifying. Because if you take them out their legs, they just keep crawling towards you, and it was just scary as hell. The limited HUD was also amazing. The fact that the health bars on his back was also really cool, and the music just heavily relies on the string factor. And when it comes to horror music, I love strings and I hate strings. Like those violins are like the worst.
The Insidious violins.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was just about to say. The Insidious intro of those violins is probably the most horrific music ever. Like, it's the creepiest intro. It literally makes me pee a little every time I hear that intro.
That's not healthy.
I know, right? I'm only 33 and I'm already peeing myself. But yeah, and just the weapon design, they were so brutal because they would just like cut. They literally cut a weapon called the Cutter, and it would just like slice through with these laser beams. But man, it was amazing. The sound design was great. You didn't know when you were gonna get attacked, and it was amazing. Just going through those different hallways and trying to just escape that broken down ship. It was so cool. Alex, what about you? Favorite horror game of all time, or spooky game? Doesn't have to be horror.
Yeah, so for this month I've been doing just scary games, and I really love Silent Hill, like the original like PlayStation 1 Silent Hill game. Something about the really terrible graphics makes it even more terrifying. And I know you both had mentioned a few episodes back that like the fog effect was like intentional.
Yes.
Like they did that to prevent the game from like overloading
Draw
with
distance,
the load. Yeah, exactly. So I thought that was totally spooky because again, it's unknown, but it's still like, oh my gosh. I don't know. I absolutely believe that, you know, despite it being like a lower quality game compared to nowadays, it can still contend with a lot of the newer games.
Hands down.
The puzzles kind of sober you up as you get like a jump scare of some sorts. It's creepy, it's scary, it's suspenseful. I love it. So yeah. It's really good.
I love the original Silent Hill. Like those dogs were probably the scariest thing ever. Because you would it's just like the dogs in 7 Days to Die. Jeff and I were talking about this. How like that is probably one of the most scariest things you could hear is a dog barking in that game. And it's the same for Silent Hill because they just come out of nowhere and they just charge you and start attacking. And it's scary as hell. So it's a great one. It's a good one. All right, Jeff, what about you? Favorite horror game, spooky game of all time?
Mine was Resident Evil 4. I originally played that for the Nintendo Wii. And like I specifically remember this guy popping out of nowhere with the chainsaw, and you had to go like this to get out of the way with the nunchuck. And that was legitimately terrifying. I loved the third-person shooter aspect of it. I loved both of the characters. It was a good mix of everything I wanted from a game, so I enjoyed that one. I'm going to go back to it definitely when they remake it, but
dude,
I haven't touched it since the Wii.
I really want to jump on that when the remake comes out because I loved Resident Evil 2 so much, and I actually wanted to try Resident Evil 3. I've never played the original, but the fact they have a remake, I may want to pick that up at some point just to kind of get through it. Just to kind of play the traditional Resident Evil games. Like as much as I love 7, I still love Resident Evil 2 for the traditional over the shoulder third person gameplay. And yeah, I mean you've heralded 4 so much, and 4 was the best horror. Was 4 the best video game, the best horror game of all time? Was that the one that was according to Metacritic?
I forgot to.
I think that was the best horror. I think that was considered the best horror game of all time.
I think it was the highest rated on Metacritic.
Yeah, according to Metacritic.
Yeah, it's like for me, it's not the scariest. It's just the one I enjoyed playing the most. So
totally, yeah, and that's what it comes down to. This was mainly just about your favorite, not necessarily scariest. Because I mean, your favorite could have been Plants vs Zombies, and I would have allowed that.
It's not.
It's not. All right, cool. All right, Clay, and last but not least, what about you, man?
I think Until Dawn, it was going to be Resident Evil 5 because that's what Alex and I played a lot in high school to overpass our like curfew time because we couldn't talk on the phone, but we could play games.
Away.
So we could be on the PlayStation and still talk, but we couldn't be on the phone. But
that's cute.
Since like living together and stuff, probably Until Dawn, just because we'd make a night out of it. Like we'd get like zebra popcorn or like do like, all right, we're doing pizza and soda and Until Dawn, and we would just do that for like a couple hours. And she had already seen it before, so she just kind of just watching like from behind, like, oh, is he gonna make the right choice or not, or like anything that could happen to affect the characters. But yeah, that's probably my number one experience for horror games. Very cute.
That's awesome.
Thanks,
I love
Jeff.
that. That's so cool.
My wife's gonna listen to this. Be like, we don't do that again.
we don't play games like that. My wife's not a big fan of video games, really. I mean, when she is, it's like more like cute, fun games, kind of like Overcooked. But we can't even play together because whenever we play, my dog like starts freaking out. He gets like a panic attack. It's like, what is going on? Why is this happening? I do not understand it. Yeah, like to this day, I do not understand it. So we just can't play games together. But the other reason is because all my stuff's down here in the office and our bedroom's upstairs. So it's not like we can just come down here randomly and play video games in the office. But anyway, that's that. Cool. Well, there was our favorite horror games of all time. We're going to be moving on to our second game of the evening, video game Taboo.
Spooky.
I had to do the arm flail too, like the,
Oh, it sold it.
whatever.
That's
Anyway.
what gave you the vibrato. Like,
Exactly. That is exactly what did it. So last time we played against Clay and Alex, we got our butts kicked because Jeff was drunk.
my wife was like, I knew those.
Sorry. But I have a feeling we're going to get our butts kicked again, but I hope not. So basically, it's the game Taboo, where you basically have to describe the game, and without actually saying the name of the game or any, anything that's obvious to give the game away. Each team has 90 seconds, and the most points win.
What's the link again for that?
Oh, I just dropped it in the new show notes. Sorry, I dropped it in the show notes just earlier, so they should be there now.
Oh,
if you want to hop in there, they'll be there.
Up.
Let me pull up the timer.
Everyone
for
probably
the
made their own by now, Nathan.
You know what? I know. I realized I was like, dang it, they didn't have it. I don't want that.
Oh wait, let me pull it up on.
30 seconds.
Not
You're good. You're good. It's all good. It's all good.
He's all starting the time right now.
Should we let these guys go first again, or should we go first this time?
Let them go, because I want to see how many I need.
Oh, geez. Okay. All right. Got it.
All right. So are you going to be describing again, Alex, and Clay's going to be guessing?
Sure. That's what we got last time, right? No.
She wants to.
No.
Wants to
sure.
win, Clay.
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
I want to win. We have to do it this way.
Yeah, we must win the game. All right. Yeah, her voice is the game we must win. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Ladies first. Exactly. Thank you. That was in chat. All right, here we go. With the timer starting, on your mark, get set, go.
Okay, you play as a character. It's an action RPG. This character has really bright red hair. There's robotic animal hybrids. And yes, okay. It's a really, really pretty 2D platformer. It's published by Microsoft.
Ori, Will of the
it
Wisp.
just got a direct. Yes. Okay, opposite of Awake.
Asleep.
Okay, and then this animal barks.
Sleeping dogs.
Yes. It's a me, Tetris wannabe, but with
Mario,
drugs.
Mario, Dr. Mario.
Yes. I just found my copy of this game, and I'm so excited to play it because there's been updates, and it's for
No Man's
PlayStation
Sky.
4. Yes. Okay, so this is showcased in this game. I'm sorry. Oh, yes. Okay, so when I did the stream earlier, I had showcased Haggard.
Oh, Harry Potter, the Wizarding World.
No. It's a second game
Harry
to
Potter
that one for PlayStation 1.
2, Chamber of Secrets.
Yes. And then in this game, I killed Jessica, and
Until
I was
Dawn.
moving too slow as Mike. Yep. And then the last one, think FPS, but forever. Popular FPS.
Call of Duty Black Ops. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
No, forever. Yes, got it.
Wow. All 8
Yes.
with 5 seconds left on the clock.
Yes.
This is not going to go
All right,
well.
moving on to the end of the show.
At best we can tie.
Oh my
I want
god.
to see it happen, boys. Let's make it happen.
There's been very few times we got 8.
We're not. Yeah,
You're sober.
We barely
There's
get
no
8.
Good job,
Oh
Alex.
my
That was
God.
so good.
The worst
Okay.
part was they had so many like inside informations about
Well,
them.
that-
Like I streamed this earlier. Boom.
Jeff, I figured it out. Jeff, we just need to date, and then we'll have all the inside
There you
jokes.
go. You're like, remember that one time I was streaming that game 9 years ago and this character died? Yes, that
Right.
one.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he'll be like, I spoiled the ending of this game for you. I'll be like, that doesn't
there
narrow
you
it
go.
down.
Yeah. Jeff, remember that night we cuddled in bed? We played it together. Anyway,
yes, Outlast.
yeah, Outlast, exactly. Outlast.
the two machetes.
Right, the 2 machetes. Oh, jeez. Okay, here we go.
Outlast 2.
I'm laughing, but I've never played that game, so I don't
Well,
understand.
yeah, it's fine. It's fine. All right.
Oh
Okay,
my
Jeff, are
Just
you ready?
screenshot.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay. Okay, here we go. On our marks, get set, and go. You love the skeletons in this game.
Undertale.
Yes. Ellie killing zombies.
Last of Us.
Not that one. Yes. This is a Mexican.
Guacamelee.
Yes. The soccer game, the one before
FIFA.
2019.
FIFA 2018.
Yes. This is by the same people as Grand Theft Auto. You play a kid in a school.
Bully.
Yes. This is one where it's like the German zombie game. It's the thing that howls it. Yes. It's the car game where you shoot balls into a goal. You shoot with cars,
Rocket League.
though. Right. This was a game that came with another game. It was okay, well, jeez. This is gonna kill me. Okay, it was it's where a game like you can do whatever you want, like you can like add like things in, and like it's like what do you call it? Like okay, what is, dang it, oh my god. It's what is Daisy? What is Daisy? What is Daisy?
Arma 2.
No, but what is Daisy? Like what is it?
Sandbox.
It's a what of Arma 2? Like it was
mod.
it was yeah,
Gary's
okay.
mod.
So, yes. That's it. Hey. We did it. We
Good
did
job,
it.
guys.
Did you even set the timer?
I did. I have 12
Okay.
seconds left.
Oh, nice.
We
Oh,
did
wow.
it faster, so...
We did it faster.
Oh, so you win.
True.
I'm gonna give us that.
Nice.
They won.
Oh, let's go, Jeff.
Very
3 seconds
handily
faster.
Dude.
Oh.
All right. Your list was pretty
Oh.
easy, though. I'm not going to lie. They're all
It was
one
so
word.
easy. I'm like, Rocket League, Last of Us.
That was actually we lucked out with that list. We lucked out.
Soccer, the one before 2019.
Yeah, soccer, the one before 2019.
Oh my god.
That works.
Let's
Good
go.
job, guys.
All
It's
right.
okay. We won cutest couple.
There we go.
Yeah, if you're looking
Well,
at the chat, they
yay.
definitely did. They're like,
man.
cute
I
girl
mean-
has nice doors. And I'm like, I don't have doors.
No, there's a door to your office
You're like,
right
no,
behind
that's
you, Jeff.
Stanley back there. That's Stanley.
Yeah, that's Stanley. He looks at you and gives the eye roll. All right.
Scrunch space.
For those of you who are not watching the VOD on Twitch, which we are live on Twitch every Sunday night, by the way. It's just this,
But it's
this one
Saturday
special. It's exactly the one special we were doing tonight is on Saturday. But normally we stream live on Sunday nights, starting the show at 8. But Jeff currently has a background of The Office, and Stanley is in the background
Working
through
hard.
the window. Right, working
Working
hard.
on his crossword puzzle.
Right. So currently, as a collective, we are tied for video game taboo.
Guys, you got to have us on a third time at some point.
I know, we gotta have you again now. See how that works? See how that works?
That would be the tiebreaker though, because we're both
Yeah,
tied.
and then we win and we dip.
one with video game taboo.
Right.
Because we won last time.
I think at some point we should just switch partners.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Yeah.
Let's
That'd be
go.
bad. That'd be good. That'd be good. Come on.
Okay, fine.
No inside
fine.
jokes. That'd
I
be
know,
perfect.
yeah.
I'm still gonna do inside jokes.
You're like, Nathan, the game that I played yesterday. I don't know.
You
I was
don't
only
watch
there for
my
2 minutes.
stream?
Oh my god. All right, cool guys. On to the final and main event of the show. Give it an hour. Each week we request a game. Not request. We recommend a game for each other to play. Usually it's Jeff and I recommending the game to each other. Sometimes it'll be me that's recommending the game for both of us, or vice versa. But this week we were challenged by Clay and Alex to play Amnesia, and we challenged them to play Man of Medan. So why don't Alex and Clay go first with your review of Man of Medan? How'd you feel about that after playing for an hour?
I'll go first, I guess.
I'll go. Go.
Don't go all at once.
I'll fight
Right.
you. Go for it.
So this game, I assume you guys played it, or at least you know the first hour.
Yes, we
Yeah, we
played
beat
it.
the game.
Okay.
We beat the game in like a
So-
short amount of time.
We started off, and we weren't talking through what was happening. We were just kind of both reacting until, I mean, we're spoiling the first hour, until she's like, I'm like, what happened? She's like, I was just shot in a locker. And I was like, I just shot a locker. And then it was like,
Yep.
oh wait, we should probably talk through every single thing that's going on
Yep.
right now with the game. But then after that, it became a lot of fun of like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm having this conversation. I'm the brother of the guy,
Right.
and I'm just totally drinking right now. But it's definitely
Totally just drinking right now.
I had the one beer and the brewski, and I'm done. But yeah, go ahead, Alex. What it's all about?
Yeah, so let me go ahead and I'm going to pull up my notes really quick. Okay. So I said Man of Medan is gorgeously scary. It is literally Until Dawn, but with better graphics, in my opinion. Clay and I played together in the Don't Play Alone setting and had gotten to the diving scene. It was interesting to have a game heavy with choices and be playing with someone who could affect those choices with you. We had to be clear and concise with one another, the actions that we were taking and walking through our thought process to ensure that we were both aware of what the other was doing. So I'm gonna play it regardless of if he's playing it with me or not. But I'm adding it to my backlog. It's sweet. It's so good.
Yeah,
so good.
Jeff and I had a great time with this, and it was the same issue. Like I don't think we actually knew what was going on until halfway through. We were like, oh,
wait a second.
Like, I see a connection here, and we started yelling, "It's me! It's me!"
There's like a very specific part where we're like, no.
That's so funny.
Yeah, no, it's really well done. The game is great. Yeah, luckily it's a really short game, so even if you don't have time to play it, you do, because it's literally like watching a movie. It's like the movie length. I think we beat it in like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, I think it has like a movie night mode too, where you can. I started it with Emily tonight, but we didn't get very far. But you assign players to each of you, and then when you're playing as that player, you hand the controller over.
Oh, that's cool.
Right. It's such a cool feature. It's
you can do it with up to 5 people, which is pretty cool. But I think not being together is the way to go, because you're experiencing the story at the same time from different perspectives, and I thought that's super cool.
We got to the part she just came up from the dive after he proposes, and then the pirates came.
The pirates,
or the guy with the eye flew by, and then Conrad's like, "You want money? Would this pay for it? Would this pay for it?" And I'm like, "Dude, they're gonna shoot you! Like, what are you doing?" And he throws the whole
I made some
wine.
dumb decisions too in that one. I was like, "Oh man," I'm like getting them more angry.
Yeah.
It was hard though. It's a challenging game. Like to hit those QTEs at times.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
really
I messed
challenging.
up the breathing. The first thing when that guy runs around the corner, and I'm like, I'm gonna time it. And then for some reason I totally mistimed it, and my guy's like,
yeah,
like he like breathes out of nowhere, and then the guy runs around. I'm like, oh, we're both dead. And then he just runs down the hallway. I was like, oh, that was
you
our
like
ending,
choke.
I guess.
The thing that sucked about that though is I was like first on the corners, so because of Clay's mistake, the guy turned around and had the gun in my face, and I'm like, Clay, why would you do that? You could have killed me.
Yeah, jerk. That's amazing. That's fantastic. Cool. Awesome. So you're gonna be adding it to your backlog then, Clay, as well?
For
Cool.
sure.
Awesome.
Very cute.
Great. Awesome. Glad we could recommend it to you.
Yeah, it's super rare to get an experience where like I said, like with the locker, I'm like, I'm gonna shoot that kid that ran in. And then she's like, I was just shot, and I'm like, like you're like, it's like the universe
Mind blown.
Like, zoomed in, and I'm like, that was me. And then like zoomed out.
That was me. I liked how visually you did that. That was amazing.
Well, now we
I actually pictured that
streamed.
happening.
That wasn't
Right, I
streamed, was it? I wanted to see.
No, unfortunately.
That's okay.
Aw. Well, next time. All right. So Jeff and I got to play Amnesia for an hour. And I literally just played. If you guys end up watching the show live, I do our Give It an Hour game an hour before the show starts, starting at 8. So Jeff, what did you think about this game?
Even on the PlayStation 4, this was a very dated game.
Yes.
I was like,
Yes.
whoa, this is like PlayStation 2 going on.
Yes.
I was immediately thrown off and really turned off by the motion as you go, especially as it starts to get darker. But I do really enjoy the aspect that the darkness and the supernatural things happening affected how your player felt.
Right.
And I really didn't get far enough for it to really affect how I play the game, because in the hour I didn't even get to a monster yet, or at least I didn't see one.
Okay.
I regret heavily not playing with headphones, even though it recommended it in the beginning. But Emily was in the room with me, and we were kind of watching it together. But there was something there. I just don't think an hour was enough for you to fully get into it.
Right.
And for that reason, I think I want to give it more shot. I might want to try it on the computer too, because maybe there's a mod to not make the screen blur as heavy.
Nice.
But yeah, I liked it. I just want to give it more of a shot. I'm not 100% sure I'm ready to commit it to the backlog yet, but I definitely want to get more into it.
Cool. Yeah, I'm actually kind of with you on that. More so on the not playing it at all ever again.
I was trying to be gentle because I recommended this game to
Yeah, no, I'm well, I don't know, I enjoyed what they were trying to do, especially with the lighting. I loved that aspect. You have to keep the room light to avoid from losing your sanity. I thought that was really cool, and that's kind of why I actually almost want to just jump to Rebirth, the one that just came out, because I feel like this game was intended to be an immersive experience, and because the graphics were so rough, I couldn't really get immersed into the world. Also, I was telling, because Alex was watching on the stream earlier, and there was so much story and so much like context I felt that was missing. Like, you really had to pay attention 100% of the time as to what you were reading, what you were listening to, because they were just throwing so much information at you, and there wasn't enough context as to where I was supposed to go next or what I was supposed to do, and I felt lost most of the time, even though I like that about horror games.
Yeah.
But I actually like to know what I'm supposed to do, not necessarily like where I'm supposed to go. But I didn't know anything, but I did eventually come across a monster. It wasn't clear as to what I was supposed to do, but I kind of just stood there long enough till it went away. But yeah, I don't know. I just, I think, and honestly, it was weird too, because I feel like the room should have been a lot darker, but I was streaming it at the time, so I had to raise the gamma, and I could see everything. There was never a moment where it was too dark to where I couldn't see what I was doing, and I think that also probably ruined it.
Yeah, I know it definitely got dark enough for me. There was times where I'm like, I have to use the lantern right now, not just for the sanity, but like I literally can't see what's going on in a good way.
Right, of course, and that's the whole point of the game, is the darkness. But again, I just felt like there was so much story going on that I had no idea what they were speaking about or talking about, and I feel like maybe because I was streaming it, I couldn't really enjoy it to its fullest. But yeah, I just feel like I don't think I'd be able to get immersed into this world regardless of how good the story is, just because of how dated it looks, unfortunately. Some games I can get into, whether they look like, N64 games or not, it just really depends on the gameplay. And I feel like I was rummaging through drawers and finding the same items or no items. Like, there'd be like 8 drawers and I'd go through all of them, it'd be nothing. And I felt like that was kind of a waste of time, Like, I'd just be searching through every cupboard for God knows how long and for no reason. So I don't know. But yeah, I feel like I almost want to just skip to a newer Amnesia game, to be honest. Rebirth specifically, because I watched some gameplay and it looks awesome. The fact that you're actually using matches instead of lighting candles. And the candles actually burn out, so you actually see them fizzle on the match, which is pretty intense. Yeah,
that's great.
So that one I'm actually curious to try out now, so if anything, this game probably gave me more of a reason to try out Rebirth. So there's that. So I'm not gonna add on my backlog, but
yeah,
you never know if I might lean.
I might lean toward that as well. Alex, I know you said you picked it up for a bit and then vowed never, ever, ever to play it again. Clay, did you play this game?
Not I played Dark Descent.
That was the first one.
That's the one we played.
Is that the first one? Okay.
Yeah, it was the first one.
Got you. Then yeah,
it was dark, and then it was like dark, and then like Jessica. Yeah, that was the third one.
Okay, I don't know the second one, but
it was like Jessica, or I don't know.
I've watched a couple YouTubers play it, but I've never actually like gotten into it myself too much. Like, it looks, I guess, it's a product of its time, because I think when it came out, there wasn't a whole lot like it, so it's like, oh my gosh, this is like totally new, and like games aren't like this. And then now they're dime a dozen. It's hard to get excited over something like that. But I haven't looked up the new one, but with the matches and stuff, that sounds really interesting to see how they can incorporate those elements in a more modern take on it. Yeah,
check it out. Check out Rebirth. Check out the gameplay. They have footage on IGN, I believe. They have like the first like 15 or 10 minutes or something. I forget what it is, but check it out. Cool. And normally we would read some reviews of these games, but nobody unfortunately has responded to either the Twitter or the Instagram posts. But in the future, when we do these, if you want to actually have your say in the game and tell us how you felt about it, we will read them on the show. So then again, since we've done this, now Jeff and I have to recommend a game to each other for next week. And since it's actually going to be November by the next episode, spooky games are gone, unfortunately. But
good.
So yeah. So Jeff, what are you going to be recommending for me?
I'm recommending on the Nintendo Switch, and it might even be on PS4 too, but Night in the Woods.
Ooh, I heard about this. I think I downloaded.
I actually have.
I think I downloaded this on Switch actually, because I wanted to play this.
Yeah, I started it, and I wish I can get further. And my friend tweeted that they just played through the whole story in one, like 2 or 3 days, so I want
Awesome.
to give it
Dang.
another shot too.
Night in the Woods. Cool. Okay, cool. For you, I'm gonna suggest The Long Dark.
Okay,
Specifically the story mode,
got it.
because I know you're more of a story guy anyway. But if you enjoy the story, you'll probably really like the survival experience, even though I know you probably never play it. But just play the story.
PlayStation 4?
Yep.
Okay.
And I've purchased that one. And you can actually, I think I also bought it on Steam actually, so you can play it there too if you want.
Okay, I might have bought it there too.
Yeah.
Sweet. And it sounds like Alex has played at least one of those games, so you guys should write reviews for them too. And
Yeah.
we'll read them.
Yeah. Send them in. We'll read them on the show. Awesome. So again, if you guys have any questions, if you ever want to contact us, you can email us at contact@backlogadbeyond.com. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. I'm also on all the social medias as Adventure Hawkins, except on Twitter, it's Adventure without the E. Jeff?
Zabadabadoo, except on Twitch, which I don't use anyway, is that darn Jeff.
Clay, what about you, man?
I'm kind of on a social media cleanse right now, kind of. But
Nice,
Clay
I
does
like it.
tweets on Twitter. That'll be where
Nice.
the things happen when they happen.
Cool. And Alex?
Tapowya on everything. TOWPOWYEA. Literally everything. Like everything.
Even LinkedIn is says
It
Tapowya.
makes it easy.
That's amazing. All right. I got a joke for you, Jeff. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Here we
The
go.
look of pain.
Here we go. My wife is kicking me out because she's fed up with my South American animal puns. Okay, I said. I'll pack up my bags.
Honestly,
He's
I
also
had
Mario.
high hopes. I had high hopes from that one. No, I'm sorry.
I hate you.
I'm sorry.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Da-na-na-na-na.